Hello there. Welcome to another talk. And this talk is called "The Narcissist Will Go to Any Length Just to Win." Now, the narcissist will go to any length just to win. And this is in relation, it's in relation to anyone that criticizes narcissists as well. Because when you're bringing others down, or even if you're having a debate or any situation where you feel you're trying to get on top of that other person, that is your inner narcissism. You've got an inner narcissist. I call it the inner narcissist, right? And and that is this part of ourselves that we're unconscious of. The psychiatrist Carl Jung called it the shadow self, and that is the unconscious self, which is the subconscious mind. And when you're demonizing the narcissist, that's narcissistic behavior. You're bringing that person down to bring yourself up. I once saw a psychologist, I watched a video on YouTube years ago, say that's what narcissists do. But and that's exactly, what people do. And what they're trying to do is, the reason they're bringing others down is it's like a winning thing. They're trying to get on top of the other, so that they're the one on top, right? And so it's like this competitive mentality. There's a lot of this. I mean, you hear all the time these people that have had spiritual awakening. I had an unexpected spiritual awakening just under 10 years ago. And after that, I get other awakenings every other day. But the big awakening, the start of it, was at the age of 24. And I think I've been quite blessed regarding my family, because a lot of people have had a lot worse families than me. And you see the posts on social media about people saying, "Oh, my family doesn't understand me." Some people are like awakening in families, and the husband or wife doesn't understand them, or the parents could not understand, and what's going on in that situation? There's a narcissistic thing going on. What's annoying them is the fact that they haven't had the awakenings. They haven't had it. So their perception is not as a narcissistic one. They are thinking that you're better than them. Like my own dad once said to me once, he said, "You think you know more than me." And that's an example of some of these people's perceptions, and it's not true at all. But the reason I brought that up is because that's an example of what people are always thinking. They're always thinking that you know more than them, that you're better than them. And it ain't the case. And some, especially people that are awakening, they're not thinking on that level. Because in awakening, you're humbled right down. God has shown itself to you, so you realize that without the universe and without this God, you basically have no power, right? But there's always this thing going on about people thinking you know more than them, and that right there is thinking that you're not good enough, or getting insecure about it, and then that is what can develop in other. I'm not talking about me or my family, but I'm saying it can develop itself in other people. Insecurity, and that develops this need to overpower other people. So this is why you get control freaks. You know, you get people and they make up all these ideas about people, and they want to make this stuff up about this person to put the person down to build themselves up. And it's just it's just over exaggerations from the ego, which is your own inner narcissist. You see? And this inner narcissist, pay attention to yourself when you're trying to demonize a person. Ask yourself, well, pay attention to the fact you're demonizing them and you're doing it to make yourself better. That's why people do it. Remember, we're all emotional beings, and when people are bringing others down, they're doing it to try and deflect away from themselves. So, and they're going to, and that's why this talk is called "The Narcissist Will Go to Any Length Just to Win." And the fact that I'm able to recognize that, what does that mean? It doesn't mean that I'm some amazing therapist or anything, because I'm not. Well, the only certification I've got is the one from God, which is the spiritual awakening. But, if I can recognize the narcissism in someone else, that's the narcissist within me. And so when you consciously steer into that, that's the shadow work. You see? See, shadow work was invented by Carl Jung, but shadow work is something that can be mastered. I was doing shadow work before I even knew it was called shadow work. I had the awakening, and I was actually, everything became me and reflections of me. I remember being in a cafe and everything becoming oneness and me, and basically I was doing shadow work without knowing it. And a few years into it, many years into it, I found out about shadow work, that I was actually doing that without knowing it. There's other things in this awakening, that yoga and other philosophies from other things that I found out are actually what I'm doing on this awakening. But I didn't do anything to get it, apart from have enough one day. I had a mind explosion out of nowhere, minding my own business. But it happened because I had enough. So I was authentic for the first time. But yeah, and regarding my family, I've been quite blessed, considering comparing it with other people's families. But I can understand, my dad saying to me all that, when he did say, you think you know more than me, because if you've had an awakening, it is going to be if I was in a family and I didn't have this awakening, I know what I was like before this awakening. I would probably be insecure if someone else in the family would have had the awakening and it wasn't me. And what is that doing? Well, it's actually bringing out their own inner narcissist, which is the ego. And so when someone awakens in a family, you're actually bringing out all the traumas within the rest of the family. That's why they're getting like that towards you. Or worse. I mean, a lot of people have it worse than me. Like I say, I've been quite fortunate. A lot of people have it a lot worse. Some families, you see posts and they just can't stand it. They can't handle it. Because what's happening is the awakening is triggering them off, but it's actually, because when you awaken, you're actually healing other people through going through your awakening. You see? And so that's how it's healing all over the planet. But regarding this talk, the narcissist will go to any lengths to win. This is what's going on just now with COVID-19. People debating left and right, and the narcissist, the one believing in the virus, which I don't believe in. I think the only place it exists is in your head, but that's my opinion. Because I haven't got it. In fact, I haven't gotten a cold since it all started. So I'm saying, okay, if you're that deadly, kill him, do something to me. No, doesn't do nothing. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. But with that debate as well, with all that stuff, there's the ones that are believing in it. They don't want to shift their viewpoints, and they're going to any lengths to win. They'll even insult people. You see, I don't take part in it, but I see it on social media, and that's an example of how the narcissist will go to any lengths just to win. Because what they're trying to serve is they're trying to serve their own ego. But if you're a person that does that, ask yourself, how do you feel after you've done that? Do you feel good? You don't. Deep down, you know that you might be wrong. You know, in every situation, that's the question that's always hanging in the back of our minds. Pay attention to that question. And then as you pay attention to that, you'll diminish the ego more and more. Like going back to what I said earlier about my dad thinking I know more than him. I actually know what the real I knows, which is infinity. And everyone's got the same power, including my father, including my mother, including every creature. It's accessed through the heart. So when I spiritually awakened, what happened is, because I was authentic, I awakened the heart chakra. And then, because in there is a tiny space, which is a portal into the source of all life. And then that's what happened. But I didn't know what I was doing. But someone can awaken right now by being heart-based. But if you're heart-based, you'll actually heal all your narcissistic issues. You see? Shadow work is a hack into the heart chakra. You know? Mirror healing, which is shadow work. You know, looking at everything as you. Meditating upon your triggers. That's awakening your chakra more, your heart chakra more and more. And when the heart chakra leads the way, that aligns all the other energies in the body with the divine self. So chakra alignment is super easy. You just let your heart lead the way. Be heart-based instead of head-based, and then you'll get the balance between the heart and mind, and then you won't want to be narcissistic. You won't want to win. It'll be more about being an example to others. Then as you go deeper, you'll realize I have to be an example to myself first, and that's how you become the real example. But it's all because of the fact that you're being heart-based. And then you won't want to win all the time. But the real winning comes when you live from your heart. And then you won't want to be right all the time. And I'm just going to leave it there. For latest updates, talks, news, research, songs, poems, and much, much more, please do visit my website at www.lovelightfamily.com. Thank you.